after 2 months of waiting. Okay, that one FNF guy, B7s, said, was it cool, the voice act in the official OMV2 trailer? And 2, will you ever be in other projects if asked? Yes, it was awesome to voice act in the official trailer. Holy shit. Genuinely, that was one of the coolest things, getting sent that trailer, because like I started off as a huge fan of OM, and being sent the trailer before anyone else, it was like, oh dude, I'm gonna be so hyped when this comes out. I recorded it the moment I got home and was able to record it. Other projects, yeah, I am totally down to be on other projects as long as they show good amount of progress and I agree with what they're doing. From Goosey Lucy, 1, if you could make your own lines for Tales, what would they be? And 2, how hard really is voice acting with the different voices? For number 1, and number 2, it's not really that hard. You know, getting it down is always the hardest, but otherwise, it's pretty fun. Like, you just kind of get into it as long as the character's close enough. A Weirdo 527 asks, 1, are you cool? And 2, how fun was it to voice act? Of course I'm cool. In regards to how fun it was to voice act, pretty damn fun, I'd say. And the best part about it is, of course, getting to know other people who do it too. From Chicken Nuggies, what was your first and favorite Sonic game? I think my first Sonic game was Sonic Flash on some random sketchy website when I was like probably 4 or 5. I mean, it was a long time ago. Just Hoxton says, 1, what advice would you give to people looking to get into voice acting? And 2, out of all the characters you have voiced, what was your favorite to voice act? My number 1 advice is, of course, getting to know people, but also keeping your integrity, for sure. You are a role model to people, so it's important to make sure that you're always doing the best out there. I would say Tails is probably my favorite. He's like the easiest to do, and also he's just fun. People have a lot of fun with him. Shifu Rider said, 1, what made you want to get into YouTube and start a YouTube channel? And 2, how did you come up with the name Rotogi? I think I've always really enjoyed the idea and found it interesting to do YouTube as a career. I watched Cub Scouts for the longest time. It was like my childhood YouTuber. And I think the one that interested me the most was like VTubing, because it's, having this mascot represent your brand and having all these sorts of variety of content. Well, it's just Rina Otogi kind of mashed into one. The Rina part stands for like melodies or songs, and the Otogi means companion. So it's like a singing buddy. Scrap Heap 12 asked, 1, will you play Omori? And 2, do you plan on doing content for other games other than OM? Maybe? I don't know. It's been on my radar for a bit, but it's not up there in terms of priorities. As for other content I want to do, probably some Bite by Night stuff. Goober the Darkathon asked, what got you into making these projects? I'm going to assume like my actual original projects, like Wondercord, Orbiter, that sort of thing. I think everybody kind of has a really good story to tell through their personal experience, especially after the history that a lot of our generation has lived through. And for me, those types of projects are, a couple of the stories that I want to tell. The Some Game Dude asked, serious question this time, have you had any people you hated working with, but they helped you get to where you want to be now? You don't have to say any names if you don't want to, but I'm curious on who you would never want to work with again, but at the same, you have to thank them for getting you to this point. And then also, what do you think of the Eggman VA and OM? I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody I've ever like hated in my career. There've been people I dislike, people I don't agree with their actions, but as for hating, like personally, not really, no. As for the Eggman VA and OM, he stinks. I hate him. He's trash. Yelljax asked, when did you get into OM? October of last year, 2025. Chicken Nuggies asked, Late, but how do you balance doing all the content and fan stuff while also being in college/school? Really good time management and communication. Honestly, letting people know that maybe you'll be a little bit behind on deadlines if they have any set. Just letting people know. Not Pathorize asked, whoa, congrats. Can we get a list of everything you contributed to and what stuff you would like to contribute to? Outcome Memories, Bite by Night, Wonder Chord, and then my game Orbiter. Orbiter's kind of a side thing because it's not real voice acting, but I did art for it, so there's that. There are a lot of upcoming projects that I'm not really going to touch on too much here in case anything changes or if I'm not supposed to really be announcing that sort of thing. But as for stuff I would like to contribute to, some of my dream roles would be like games that I just absolutely love. God, I think it'd be so cool to be in like an official FNAF game or an official Sonic game or some of the indie games that I like Indigo Park, Kanito Pet, Shipwrecked 64. That'd be a dream come true. Keats Tube asked, who are some of your favorite voice actors? Bonus points if you say Keats. Keats Tube is my favorite voice actor. I don't know what bonus points I get for that, what those points go to, but it's true, guys. As for actual answers to this question, I would say Akina from Project Sekai, and then Kellen Goff, and Colleen, like the Tails voice actor. I think that maybe that one's a little obvious. She's cool. Bailey Blue 91 said, hey, congrats. This is probably a more basic question, but what inspired you to get into voice acting? And have you got any voice acting tips? And what music do you like to listen to? I think kind of the same thing that a lot of other people will say, which is like you see a character on the screen and you relate to them so much, or you just have this memory of them. Characters mean a lot to people, and so being able to sort of embody that voice or the image of a character for somebody and being able to say like, I did that. That's a pretty cool thought. For me, I think that character was Tails. Have I got any voice acting tips? This is maybe a bit more of a niche tip. I think singing really gave me a lot of vocal control. And also, the equipment. The equipment absolutely changes the game. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Being able to have a microphone that you can like plug a headphone jack into and hear yourself while you're recording the audio, life-changing. And then music. Oh god. A lot of J-pop, a lot of Vocaloid, a lot of rock, just anything upbeat, really. I like Set It Off. I like Good Kid for some Japanese singers. I like Mafu, Seto, Kazuya, Soraru. Yeah. Then, last but not least, Ian2Gamer64 asked, do you like pineapple on pizza? Not really.